Well, that is true, and as you can tell, I'm inside, of course, a taxi, and we have joined David Chemane on the road. Of course, this is his daily life. This is what he does, commuting between certain areas. We started off at 4 o'clock in Jabulani. 4 a.m. he got his taxi ready at the garage, and then that's when he started picking up commuters on the side of the road coming to Johannesburg, the CBD. After that, that's when he actually went to the designated area where the marshal wrote down his arrival time. And then it's followed by a long wait period, Ayanda, where he actually has to wait in the queue for his turn on the road. Now, Ayanda, for taxi drivers, this is all about competition because they do have a daily target that they need to meet. As you know that during the lockdown level 5 and 4, they were operating during restricted times, and also the load was at 70%, meaning less money coming in. And that's a big issue for them because they've given a set target that they have to ensure they meet by the end of the day. If they don't meet that target, the money comes out of their pocket. But to tell us more, we do have David Chemane, who is the taxi driver, and he's going to tell us about his everyday life. Babu David, every day, besides corona, before it's cut summer corona, usebenza kanjani? Benisebenza kanjani? Nemali ibingena kanjani?
Isikhathi kungana corona beslash ama full load, and full load bekuyi 200 and for mina kuyi 15 seat 236.50. Manje kuyi corona ekunzimanyana kana abantu abayi10 is 155 ufuna ukuzama imali yomlungu, imali yopetrol khona lapho, imali yogesi imoto, kuba nzimanyana. Yeah.
So manje kwafika le corona ke baba, and izinto zachange.
Zitshintshile kakhulu phela,
zitshintshile kanjani wena izinto njengomuntu oshayela itekisi?
Zitshintshe kanzima ngoba ngani awusakhona ukuhlanganisa nesinkwa sesinzima ukuthi usithola ngani abantu abayi10 150 ipetroli, imali yomlungu, kuba nzima ukuthi uhlanganise, kuba nzima nokubhatala irent kunzima phela.
So le ndaba ye corona ay affecta kanga indlela osebenza ngayo futhi, but I affecte nemali engenayo ekhaya?
Yonke into, nabantu abekho, kunzima ukuthola bona labantu abayi10, sibalinda for long time abantu abayi10, ngani abantu abasasebenzi, abanye bayaxoshwa emsebenzini, yabona ukuvela kuba nzima yonke indawo. Ngineva ngithi emalini nasemsebenzini kunzima.
Manje ke wenza njani ukuthi ukhusele wena nabagibeli?
Nazi izinto zakhona zama-sanitizer, sibatshela ukuthi bagcoka ama-maski, yonke into nje basitshele yona ukuthi kufuneka.
And then i-taxi yona niyayiklina?
Yeah, yayaklinwa vele, yaklinwa. Abantu ukuza futhi bazobafutha le nto zakhona lezi.
Okay.
Imishini yakhona.
Now baba, ikhona nje i-question engifuna ukubuza ngayo. Now siyayazi ukuthi kule industry yenu akunawo into efana nama-union or umthetho or ama-policies nemithetho ukuthi kuthiwa okay, i-taxi drivers zihola so much money ngenyanga. Njengomuntu osebenzayo, do you think loo nto ingenza i-difference elifini yakho?
Iyakwenza mama ngani, yabona la eteksini ne? Umuntu uyasebenza, mawungabeki imali makufika uDecember kusho ukuthi wena uyafana nomunye umuntu nje labo akasebenzanga. Abanye abantwana bafuna ukudla, bafuna ukugcoka, mawungayibekanga imali kuba nzima. Kusho ukuthi la mosebenza la ufuna wena self uzilwela, ayikho into uzoyithola i-benefit, akuna bonus, akuna nix. uDecember kuyafana nje neMonday 1 yakaJanuary kanjalo, yabo. Yo, akuna ma benefit la vela kunjalo. Manje difference mama ish. Yeah.
All right. So I'm sure you heard Ayanda. So just to wrap up, basically to touch the critical points that David told us about his daily life, of course, telling us how COVID has actually affected his life. He said before COVID, he would generally make 250 per load in a taxi. He has a 15-seater. But during the restricted times, it was harder to make money, and also because the load capacity was 10 people inside the taxi. So now he's making 150 a load, and the petrol money comes out of the same load money. His salary comes out of the same money, and then also he has to ensure that there's money that he gives, which is the target that he's given by the taxi owner, that he has to pay back at the end of the day. Now, he also touched on how COVID has actually affected his daily routine. Not enough people on the roads, and I mean, we've been driving up and down trying to get people to pick up on the side of the road, but we haven't been successful. He was able, of course, from Jabulani coming to Johannesburg, after an hour or so of driving up and down the streets, he was able to get at least 9 people in the taxi. So this has really affected him, and also it seems as though the COVID-19 has had a ripple effect. People getting retrenched and not being able to go to work means there are no people on the roads for David to pick up as well. And he also touched on, I asked him about whether or not, since the industry is not regulated, they don't have unions to speak on behalf of taxi drivers as employees, wouldn't it be easier for him if he knew he could depend on a union? He says, yes, of course, it would be nice for him to at least get a minimum wage, because every day it's the same thing. December is the same as every other day. He has to ensure he puts money and he saves money and he puts money aside for December, because he doesn't have benefits, no medical aid, no pension fund. All that he relies upon is the daily earnings that comes out of this taxi.
That's certainly all worth contemplating as we try and navigate these times. Sipha Kema, let me thank you for now. Sipha Kema, reporter, live to us there from downtown Joburg, getting us in on, I guess, the day in the life of a taxi driver in these uncertain times.